As Coach will open with a comment, raise your hand. We'll get you a mic. Keep them up for a second.
Hello, everybody. You know, I really challenged the players, you know, for this game. A lot of people talk about the fact that we haven't been in a tough game. We haven't had a lot of adversity. I told them, you know, I asked the players, you know, how are you going to respond? You know, there's tough situations in the game. Get back to playing the next play. And I think the players did a really good job of that. It was a tough game. Missouri was a physical team, physical up front on defense. And I was really proud of the way our players competed in the game. I think the defense played against a really good offensive team today, and a really good quarterback, and did a really good job of holding them to 10 points. And I was really pleased with the way they competed in the game. So, you know, we knew this was going to be a tough game. We had a lot of respect for Missouri and their team. If there was a disappointment, it was probably, you know, the fact that we had the ball in the red zone, you know, 3 or 4 times that we didn't score. I had to kick field goals, went for it on 4th down once, didn't make it. So, you know, we need to do a better job in the red zone. They blitzed and pressured a lot, and, you know, we didn't do a good enough job of handling that part of what they did. So if we'd done a little better in the red zone, they would have scored, you know, a little more. So, but I was really pleased with the way these guys played. It's great to see them respond to the challenge. They made a lot of commitments to each other that they were going to try to respond together as a team, and I think did that. And I think we'll have a lot of challenges in the future too, so this will be a good learning opportunity. We did get some guys nicked up to it, could have went back in the game. He wanted to go back in the game. I didn't think it was worth putting him back in the game. You know, sort of tweaked his knee a little bit, the same one he sort of tweaked last week. So, you know, we don't think there's any issues or problems with it. Probably the guy Smitty pulled a muscle, so he's going to be day to day, and probably would be the most questionable guy that we have. You know, the other guys twisted ankles and bruised shoulders and some of that stuff, but I don't think anybody that may miss a day of practice or something, but I don't think there'll be an issue for the next game.
Coach, we'll start on the right with Ben.
There was a point a few weeks ago where you said that the team might need Jalen at some point in the season. How important was it for him to be ready tonight when that time came? Well,
he's played a lot. You know, we played him a lot in games. He's done very well in games, and I think he did a great job of managing the game when he was in the game. And we were trying to run the ball and, you know, shrink the game a little bit, keep it away from them some. And I thought he did a really good job. And you know, I think that we have every confidence that Jalen, 7 for 8, you know, has really improved as a pocket passer, and really pleased with the way he played today, and I've been pleased with the way he's played all year.
Coach, we'll come back on the left with Michael.
Yeah, your thoughts on the secondary after tonight, handling Drew Lock, I think on 142.
Well, we didn't give up very many explosive plays, which was a good thing, you know. Saban really played well in the game. I was pleased with the way he played. Had 2 interceptions, and you know, we kept people cut off for the most part. Their 2 best receivers did not play in the game. They didn't play last week against South Carolina. I'm not sure what's exactly wrong with them, but you know, I thought we did a pretty good job for the most part, and there's plenty of room for improvement. We did make some errors early on, but we played nickel most of the time, even though, you know, they were 2 tight ends and 2 wide receivers, which is usually something that we would play regular against. But front did a good enough job stopping the run that we didn't need to do it, and we could adjust to all their formations a lot better in nickel, and we settled in, and I was really pleased with the way the guys played in the second half.
Up front here with Drew.
And Coach Saban, just talk about how you thought the front 7 played overall. I mean, I know there's been some issues stopping the run, and also, you know, and converting and getting off the field on 3rd down.
Well, you know, I think we did a really good job today. I don't know how many rushing yards they had, but they tried to run the football, and at times in the first half, you know, they did. But I think when we settled into the game and, you know, kind of saw what they were trying to do, that The guys did a really good job up front. I was pleased with the pressure that they put on the quarterback, with 4 guys rushing for the most part. So, you know, I was really pleased with it. And we had to play that way so that we could play nickel, because you got one less guy in the box. So it was a challenge for them, and they responded really well.
Coach, we got 2 more right here in the middle.
Nate, what was your impression of Drew Lock headed into this game, and then what do you see from him watching from the sideline tonight?
I think the guy's an outstanding player. I really do. And he's got a great arm. He's very accurate with the ball. I think one thing that we did a better job of in this game was, you know, we really sort of, with a lot of new guys playing, we try to disguise some things in the secondary, because they do a lot of Nikes on 3rd down, which means they're going to look at the sideline, see what you're in, and our guys were doing a good job of changing things. We kind of had it orchestrated, so they knew exactly, you know, how to do what they were doing. And I think a couple times, you know, things changed on them a little bit that might have made him a little hesitant, but you know, I think Derek Dooley has done a fantastic job with their offense there. And they have been very productive. I mean, 530 yards a game or whatever, and he's a big reason for that. And I would say that we were fortunate that his 2 best receivers, you know, weren't in the game, because other guys can stretch the field, and 81 is really a good player as well in the passing game. So I was pleased with the job that our guys did overall. It was a really good team effort.
Finish up right in the middle.
Nick, you said earlier in the week that Mizzou could be 5-0, probably the best team that you've played or the toughest team you've played. Did they live up to that, and what can you learn from them, especially from the way their defense played?
Well, you know, they did play us tough. It was the most physical game that we had. It was the closest game that we've had. They played us tough in the red zone. I mentioned that earlier. It was a very physical game, and our guys responded to it. I thought our guys played pretty physical as well. But I still have a lot of respect for them, and I think they have a really good team. So, and I think they'll win a lot of games this year.
Okay, Coach, that's all we got.
All right, thank you.